Okay. Well, I'm at the Lizard in Cornwall, and the sun is shining. I mean, we're second week into October here, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I'm here on the S18. I was kind of doing some odd jobs around the house, but it was so sunny and so nice, it's just ridiculous. I couldn't stay there, so we'll come out instead. So I've been riding. Yeah, so like I say, I'm on the S18. Yeah, it's just too nice, I'm afraid, to stay in. So the chores have got forgotten, and we're riding instead. So I've been riding the 9-bot, and I've been riding the Kingsong S18, the Kingsong 16X, but today we're on the S18. Hello, that man.
Hello, Mr. Rich.
How are you?
Hello, boy. What are you on there?
That is an electric unicycle.
Oh, beauty, isn't it?
How are you?
Have you been?
Well, yesterday I went down Porthleven, which was 13 miles.
All right.
And I've been down Greek, and today I thought, with the sun shining, I'll come down here and go down the Lighthouse.
How long the battery lasted?
It's good for about 40 miles.
All right.
Yeah, 30 mile an hour it'll do. Not with me on it, I hasten to add.
What are you doing playing with matches in your bloody shadow?
Oh, no.
How'd that catch fire?
They think it was electrical fault, but it was horrendous. Horrendous.
Frightening, wasn't it?
Yeah. Yep, horrendous. Yeah, 4 fire brigades, my entire workshop, all the tools, everything. I don't even like to think what was in there. Major fire at the house. It's huge. He said it was one of the biggest they've been to recently. What they call hot fire.
Oh well.
So they had the Mullion Fire Brigade was out, St Kevin, Falmouth, Helston. They went through all the water on the engines they set off from those four.
Lucky the gas cannons never went off.
They did.
Was they?
The propane went up, yeah.
Well, actually blew up, prevented
Oh,
it
it
coming.
blew up.
Oh Christ.
And various aerosol cans and things
That
were
was a
blowing
bang,
up.
wasn't it?
Yeah, there was it spun out of the workshop and ended up in the entrance of the back.
Christ.
In fact, it blew the top. I mean, it's steel, but it blew the top up like a balloon first before it ruptured. Right, and we're off. That was a very uncertain start. In fact, because I've been riding the Kingsong 16X, the pedals are lower, and it's hard to get on this one. But right, so we're off again. So that was Mike from my working days. He's, like you say, he's retired for a while now. So, and this is one of the things about Cornwall. I mean, we're right out in the far south of the country. You can't go much. Well, there's got sea over there. You can't go any further south than that. And because we're boxed in with the sea on three sides, so you're always bumping into people I know. So one of the reasons I bought the S18, of course, is because it's a bit bumpy, and the suspension, I mean, the S18 just eats up the bumps. Just eats up the bumps. It's a bit narrower than normal pathway ride, so. You're right. Hello. 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 You're right. Right. Right, cheers. There we go. Hello. Oh yeah. Toys. Thank you. Right, so yeah.
7 miles per hour battery, 62% full battery, 90%.
Yeah, so we got Lizard Lighthouse over there.
Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Right. Hello, you're right. Hello, you're right.
Oh, nice one.
Yeah, toys.
What was in that noise?
Yeah, it's got to be done.
Where's it got a break?
Yeah, it's got a break. Oh yeah. Right. Oh yeah. You're right. There we go.
Speed 5 miles per hour battery, 61% full battery.
We've got a squiggly bit here.
16 minutes from start.
I'm not sure how we're going to negotiate this.
Recording active.
Not sure my skills are up to it. We'll see. It's a bit tight. A bit tight. Right. So we'll go up to the lighthouse first, I think.
Speed 8 miles per hour battery, 61% full battery, 90%, 17 minutes from start. Tour recording
You're right.
active. Data logging active.
Easier than walking. Well, just. So there's the lighthouse. So we're gonna. God, I just can't believe how nice the weather is. I mean, we're what, how are we, 8-10 weeks from Christmas. I don't know. Ridiculous. You know, this global warming. I'll keep it, thanks. Fabulous. So which way should we go? Well, we can go the path. Oh, we'll go the path. More fun, isn't it?
Speed 6 miles per hour battery, 61% full battery, 90%, 18
You're right.
minutes from start.
Yeah.
Data logging active.
Look at this. Isn't this great? Oh yeah. You're right. Oh yeah. And I think we'll just pull over now. Right. Well, we've got the lighthouse over there. I might say on the S18. Very nice too.
Speed 1 mile per hour battery, 60% full battery, 90%, 19 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
It's so still. It's not a breath of wind. You've got the lighthouse there. The mirror in that lighthouse is on a bed of mercury. Its bearing is effectively a bed of mercury. The old Fresnel lens there, it just rotates. Even during the day, it has to rotate because the sunshine could potentially burn stuff if they let it stop. But they have said, unfortunately, at some point they're going to replace that beautiful Fresnel lens with LEDs, flashing LEDs. I mean, wouldn't that be a crime? I mean, it's a thing of beauty. It should stay there, working. But anyway, we'll go off again.
Speed 4 miles per hour battery, 60% full battery, 89%, 20 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
See, I'm only wearing my cycle hat and wrist guards. I'm not wearing knee pads or elbow pads, and the reason is I'm not doing any speed. We're doing walking pace, maybe 6 miles an hour max. So, so if I was going any faster, I'd wear the full face helmet and the rest of the armour. But for just tinkering around like this in the sunshine, I don't think I really need it, to be honest. I might regret saying that, famous last words in it, but
Speed 7 miles per hour battery, 60% full battery, 89%, 21 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
it's just really nice. I could actually go down to the cafe, but I think I'm just enjoying the ride.
Speed 8 miles per hour battery, 60% full battery, 89%, 22 minutes from start.
Right, hello. Okay. Yeah, right. In the days. Yeah, it's surprising people are quite prepared just to stand in the road, and I mean, it's okay. I mean, I could just stop and step off, but there's a car behind me, so I'll wait for him to come past. But the problem is now, of course, you've got electric cars, and it's not just not people in unicycles creeping up on you. these electric cars, when the engines aren't running, you know, the hybrids, when the engines are not running, they're incredibly quiet. And you know, get these people, they're really not aware of their surroundings, which perhaps doesn't matter if you're standing in the supermarket, but it does matter if you're standing in the middle of the road. Let's go a bit faster. It's quite pretty as well. I think the camera's the battery in the camera's holding out.
Speed 8 miles per hour battery, 57% full battery, 88%, 25 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Yeah, it's funny that you ride one machine, you get used to it, and because I've been doing some trips on the S18 EUC, it's taken me a mile to get back into the S18, but right. Right. Stop for a cup of coffee or something. I think that's not a bad idea.
9 miles per hour battery,
Right.
57% full battery, 88%, 26 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Stop for a cup of tea. Right. Yeah. So we've got the sea over there. Well, because like I say, this is a lizard. It's the most south you can go in the country. I think they've got a big sign at the bottom there that says stop, because the road doesn't go any further. No. I think I just made that up. But yeah, you've got the sea on three sides. In fact, when you stand on the top of my house, which I have done, you can see the sea south, east and west. So in that sense I could describe my house as having a sea view, kind of.
Speed 1 mile per hour battery.
Hello.
57% full battery, 88%, 20
Yeah.
minutes from start.
Yeah, just the sun's shining.
I saw that coming along. I thought, who do I know's got one
One
of
of
those?
them. Yeah.
Is that a new one?
Yeah. This is it's called an S18. It's got suspension. That's what makes it.
Oh wow. That's something, huh?
Yeah, so that's why I brought it, because the paths down here are bumpy and it's just nicer to ride.
Yeah, I've seen you going into Housel and back
Yes.
on the track there.
Yeah, I've ridden it on this and I've ridden it on the other one without suspension. The one without suspension, if I just ride it slower, it's fine. In fact, the other one, I've just put a new tyre on it, which has improved it immensely, and so I'm very happy with that. The other one's got more torque than this, and it's got more range. This one's got its suspension, and it's a bit more stable because of the bigger wheel.
So how far will that go?
This will do 40 miles.
Wow.
Yeah, 30 mile an hour as well.
40 miles.
Yeah, 40
That is
miles.
incredible.
30 mile an hour top speed, 31 mile an hour top speed. Okay. So look at that. And that could kit. Got my wheel down there. looking pretty good. I haven't managed to beat it up, scratch it, so that's all right. So here we are, that lizard. I'm really glad I came out because there's not a breath of wind and it's just positively warm. I could be wearing a short shirt. Don't know how long this is going to last, mind you. Because it's not normally this nice at this time of year. That's cool. I tried to got the Pebble watch here, but I've got EUC World. I bought a Samsung watch as well. Samsung, I'm not sure what model it is, but Gear. It's a Samsung Gear, but it's got a colour screen. I think the advantage is it'll be a bit more visible. Disadvantage is I think it will go through the batteries a bit quicker. But I've bought some different wrist pads as well, so I'm going to put that watch on the other wrist pads. I quite like these wrist pads, but I'm just experimenting with the safety gear a little bit. Okay, so I've had my cheese and pickle sandwich, 2 lattes.
Speed 1 mile per hour battery, 60% full battery, 79% tour recording active. Data logging active.
So yeah. It's just so rural, it's ridiculous, isn't it? Got the sea down there. They've got the signal station, the Lloyds signal station there. It's got the kind of castle battlements type top. Before Marconi, they had to signal the ships with flags. Going into Falmouth. It's a very dangerous part of the coast, actually. Hello.
Speed 7 miles
Right.
per hour battery,
Beats walking.
58% full battery, 79%, 3 minutes from start. Tour recording active.
So you've got the lizard lighthouse over there. Sea is flat calm. I mean, it's like a pond. I mean, this is the blooming Atlantic Ocean we're talking about. It looks like blooming Helston Boating Lake at the moment. There's a lighthouse station over there. Not exactly the most travelled road in the whole of Cornwall, I suspect.
Speed 9 miles per hour battery, 58% full battery, 79%
that goes off somewhere.
4 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
This is the Housel Bay Hotel. is Bass Point. There's another Marconi station here, built into a couple of Great Western Railway cars. It's just down the coast a little bit there. But no, how about that? An impressive looking hotel, all in the Cornish stone. It's all rather nice, isn't it? Oh, we've got a bump here, look. Bump. Ooh. This is all. It's all rather nice, isn't it? How about that? So we've got the lighthouse there. I mean, that's pretty delightful, isn't it? Oh, beautiful spot. The Housel Bay Hotel. Got a bit of deja vu going here. Are you sure this is October? It's ridiculously good.
Battery, 59% full battery, 78%, 5 minutes from start.
So,
Recording active.
the old lighthouse over there. Look. This is just ridiculous. You just soak up the view. I mean, it's just beautiful. It's not often in Cornwall you see the sea quite that still. I mean, it's like really like a pond. Look at that. It's hardly. I'm going to see one boat on the horizon. Well, there might be a little boat over there, but a little dot. Two. There's a couple more right out on the horizon over there. So faint you hardly see. But otherwise, that's an empty ocean. You know, we might. You know, humanity might have colonised the land, but they've got a way to go on the sea, I think. Even on a calm day like today. Well, it just doesn't get any better.
Full battery, 78%, 7 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Right, there's a bit of an uphill slope here. What a beautiful day!
It's gorgeous, isn't it?
It is. I shouldn't be publishing these videos on YouTube. I should keep places like this a bloomin' secret, shouldn't I? I went cruising on a P&O cruise a few years ago, and right at the back of the ship on the 18th deck there was a fabulous bar that overhung the side of the ships, and people didn't. I think people had been on that ship for a week before they even found out the bar existed. And I said to a guy there that this is probably one of the best places on the ship, and nobody seems to know about it. And he says, "Yeah, and let's keep it that way as well," which I thought was a great answer. And this is places like this come under that category.
battery, 55% full battery, 77%.
So I'm just enjoying the ride really. I'm going so slowly.
Tour recording active.
I mean,
Data logging active.
this is just a nice place to be. It's not like you're going somewhere. I've already arrived. This is it. In the old Cornish buildings, all that granite. They made them to last.
Speed 7 miles per hour battery.
You're right.
4% full battery.
Lovely sunny day.
10 minutes from start.
Yeah.
Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Oh, this goes to Bass Point apparently. I'm just investigating really. This apparently is Lloyds Lane. Looks a bit bumpy, but we won't worry about that.
Speed 7 miles per hour battery. 55% full battery. 77%. 11 minutes from start. Tour recording
It's a bit of
active.
a
Data logging active.
very gritty granite chips, but the S18 makes short work of it, especially when I'm walking along. So we're actually heading for the signal station. I haven't actually been down here before, which was an error on my part because it's rather nice. The Lloyds station there, that's a private home now. I think it was sold for about £1 million a year or two ago.
Speed 8 miles per hour battery. 55% full battery. 76%. 12 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
This is one of the things with unicycles generally.
Signal last.
You end up investigating places that you wouldn't bother to walk to. You wouldn't really find them. And because I live in a very rural area, you get these tracks and lanes that serve the local community. It's getting a bit gravelly down here, but fortunately I had the good sense to come out on the S18 today. So since I've got EUC Worldwood running, when I get home I'll get a track of where I've been. It's interesting, there's some foundations of something or other here. Don't know what that was all about. It looks a bit, looks like a Cold War bunker to me. And over there as well, it's got the same, look, Lloyds signal station. How cool is that? And we've got the sea, looking very calm. coast path now, which is getting a little bit bumpier and more gnarly, but we'll see how we go. Look at that. Isn't that lovely? Ooh, hello. I will try not to. So this is Bass Point, and this is the Marconi Centre here. And they've got the
Speed 5 miles per hour battery, 55% full battery, 74%, 21 minutes.
I mean,
from
that is
start.
fabulous, isn't it? So
Tour recording active.
so this you've got Pole Due, where Marconi did his first transmission across the Atlantic, which is over there. This is Bass Point. This was the commercial part of Marconi's operation back in 1901 or 1902. So from here they had a mast behind these two huts, and they transmitted to ships. So when ships were coming over from the States, they would contact Bass Point here, and then they knew then that they were sort of 20-30 miles from the very treacherous Cornish coastline, which was the ruin of many a ship. So they knew that they had to be a lot more careful and not get them blown onto these rocks. So from a safety perspective, it was a huge benefit. The cabins here, these two wooden huts, are original Great Western Railway huts, and they've been restored. They're run by the National Trust now. This one actually is accommodation. You can rent it, although it's expensive. And the other one has been put back like Marconi originally had it in 1901. So like I say, we've got the lighthouse there, Lizard Lighthouse. A beautiful sea. And then you've got the Lloyds signal station up there, which before Marconi used to signal the ships with flags, and they used to inform by inland telegraph the owners of the ships that their ships were coming into port and that they needed people on the docks to unload them. Isn't that terrific?
Speed 2 miles per hour battery, 55% full
I could
battery,
probably ride it along here, but
23 minutes
as you
from
can
start.
see, it's starting to get
Tour
where you
recording
really
active.
don't want to be
Data
going
logging
wrong.
active.
This path wasn't designed for unicycles, but this is just, it is just beautiful. I could look at that all day, honestly. You know, people with COVID and stuff, they've made travelling a nightmare, the government. I mean, it's so bad. I mean, people go on holiday to enjoy themselves. They don't want all that rubbish. And so people this year have flocked to Cornwall in their droves, and with good reason. I mean, and now we're middle of October. Most of the people have gone home. But I mean, just look at this.
24 minutes from start. Tour recording active.
Look at it.
Data logging active.
It's absolutely beautiful, and I tell you, I've got the whole place to myself. Look, there's not a sob. You just can't put a value on this stuff. This is why I live here, actually. It's just for the raw beauty of the place. And even when the weather's terrible, when it can be, I can tell you, it's still got a natural beauty which is hard to escape, really. I mean, if you came back here 200 years ago, I swear it wouldn't look a lot different than it does today. And probably 200 years from now, it'll look much the same still.
Speed 3 miles per hour battery, 56% full battery, 73%, 25 minutes from start.
There's a lifeguard
active.
hut
Data logging active.
down there. They get people sitting there for hours looking for people getting into trouble on the sea. although I can't imagine anyone's going to get into too much trouble today. This is the way to travel, boys. See, if I didn't have this, if I didn't have this EUC with me today, I just wouldn't be here now. Don't know what I'd be doing. I'll be looking at the TV times, thinking that there's a load of rubbish on the TV as usual. So the Lizard Lighthouse. There used to be two lighthouses there. Originally they were fixed lens, so they pointed them through two different arcs, but when they put the Fresnel lens in, rotating on that bed of mercury, they didn't need the second one. The Black Horn there, when I used to come down here on foggy nights sometimes when in the 70s, and those foghorns used to blast out to sea, a real deep blast. You feel it in your chest, and the sound used to go out to sea, and then it kind of bounced back off the horizon. You hear the echo of it coming back off the sea. It was really eerie. So although the horns are there from a heritage point of view, they're not actually used. They've got modern sort of piezoelectric ones, like they're pads on the wall below, and apparently they've got even further range, but they don't sound half as good. So that's the Housel Bay Hotel there we were just looking at, and then they've got the Bass Point, the Great Western huts, and the Lloyds signal station, and the lifeboat lookout station. And how about that for drama? Look at that.
2 miles per hour battery.
Whoa!
56% full battery. 72%.
Isn't that cool?
28
I mean,
minutes
this
from
is just
start.
so cool.
Tour recording active. Data logging active.
So there you go. Absolutely wonderful, boys. If I want to, I can ride as well. Oop. But push the button. Sometimes when you push the button, it doesn't release. There we go. So there we go. So we just step up and away we go.
Speed 6 miles per hour battery. 56% full battery. 71%. 29 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
No, this is quite steep. I don't know how it's going to it's going to complain at me a bit. I've got the coffee grinder mill action going a little bit, but it went up there, so can't complain, can I? Yeah, it's absolutely beautiful up here, isn't it? Yeah. Oh, it's just a joy, isn't it?
Recording active. Data logging
Managed
active.
going up and down the steep bits back there.
Yeah, I went. It complained a little bit. I went down that slope there and came back up, and it complained a little bit, but it did it.
Fantastic.
But yeah, I like riding it around, and then I record my tours, and I'll put up YouTube videos of things. But I might keep this one secret. Yeah. I thought.
So how much balancing is required on that? Or do you...
It's stable front to back.
Right.
But it's like a bicycle thing, so you have to be moving to balance. So it does take a lot of practice.
Yes, I bet.
But once you've kind of got it, I mean, you can go anywhere on it. You can throw it in the back of the car. I mean, it'll do 30 miles an hour. and 40 miles of range. And it's got suspension, so it takes up all the bumps.
What's it called?
It's called electric unicycle or EUC. And then I've got the mobile phone, and then the mobile phone is talking to me on this as well.
Right, yeah.
So that tells me how fast I'm going, how much battery I've got left, and the temperature of the battery.
Ah, okay, brilliant.
So yeah.
Yeah, and how far do you do on a charge?
40 miles.
Right.
So,
Good.
which is fine. I've got another one that will do 70 miles.
Oh, yeah.
The other one's got more torque than this, so
Right.
it'll go up the inclines better. Although this isn't bad,
Yeah.
and it's more nimble, but it hasn't got suspension.
Right.
So that's why when you're out on these.
Is it
sort of-
hard work? I mean, yeah. Do you find are you quite tired though?
Oh, it's exercise.
Yeah.
Yeah, you might think it's powered, but you're like this all the time.
And your core. It must-
Yeah, you don't notice until you get home,
Right, yes.
and then you're thinking, ooh. But the more you ride it, your stamina improves. I mean, people are riding these, well, 40 miles isn't unusual, and people are riding 100 miles.
Wow. Have you had it long?
This one I've had it about 2 months,
Oh, okay.
but my first one about 18 months ago. I've got 4 of them.
It's obviously your current hobby, is it?
Yeah, they vary a lot in their style. I've got a very small one, which is really good for just nipping into town, and you just pick it up one hand, and that does 12 mile an hour and 12 mile range.
Yeah.
But it's light and it's easy.
Yeah.
And then I've got 2 of those.
Yeah.
And then I got the one without suspension, which got more torque and better range.
Right.
And then this one, which has got the suspension.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking about buying another one as well.
Really good.
Yeah, it is. I when I first became aware of them, I because of youngsters, you wouldn't believe what youngsters can do on these. They can,
It'll be an Olympic sport.
yeah, they on YouTube, the film of people, they riding these things down whole flights of stairs, regular stairs, 13 steps like that. Ride it straight down.
Work yourself up to that.
Yeah. Well, what you do apparently is I can ride it down a curb.
Right.
So what you do then, you find somewhere where there's 2 steps.
Right.
And you go down
Okay,
2,
yeah.
and then 3,
Yeah.
4, 5, and you build up to a whole flight.
What's your thing on YouTube? What's your name on YouTube?
Ross Skellen. Ross Skellen's the name of the house.
Right. Okay.
So yeah, I've got lots of them. I've got a ride that I rode because I live at Coldrose, and then I ride round where the Matlows and Navy types all go around the path there. So I ride that path. I go into Helston, down to the boating lake, then Penrose, out to Low Bar into Porthleven.
Oh, lovely. Yeah.
So that's
So
there.
you come here on that or not, or do you drive down on that?
I actually don't like the road from Coldrose up to the Lizard, so
Right.
I got the car parked in the square.
Yeah.
So I went down, had a look round the lighthouse, and then I've come up this way and went down to Housel Bay Hotel and just come out for a nice ride, really.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Lovely.
Okay.
Good
Enjoy
luck.
your day. Right.
Speed 2 miles per hour battery, 54% full battery.
Let's go out
70%
towards the Lloyds station, I
35
think.
minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Same little station there. Well, the suspension makes a huge amount of difference to this kind of route. I don't think I'd bother with this on the Kingsong, but on the 16X, but on this,
Speed 6 miles
not
per
a
hour
problem.
battery, 54%
And I'll stop here
full
'cause I'm not
battery,
going down there.
70%, 36 minutes from start. Tour recording active.
So there's the lifeboat,
Data logging
the
active.
life station signal point, Lloyds signal station. yeah, it's just absolutely wonderful, more than wonderful. Let's just record a little bit of the lighting. So
5 miles per hour battery, 54% full battery, 70%, 37
so we're not going very
minutes
fast,
from
are we?
start. Tool
Just
recording active. Data logging active.
slowing up a bit. But it's not a worry. Up to the gate. That's good, isn't it? Okay. This is, I'm going to do this ride more because it's very pleasant. I'm not sure if I'm always going to get it as good as today with the weather like today, but this is absolutely, doesn't get any better.
Data logging active.
So we'll head off that way, I think, which is where we came from. So we'll go back up and off we go. Well, it's been a lovely ride. Nearly didn't do it. It's only because of the just, you know, still and sunshine. I just thought this is ridiculously nice weather. I was not absolutely not sitting indoors on a day like today.
39 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
So we're back on the road again. See, that goes down to Church Cove. See, that's worth a look. Oh, yeah, I know I shouldn't, but I'm going to have a look as well. We're on the EUC, for heaven's sake. Let's go and have a look. Hello.
Speed 9 miles per hour battery.
Hello.
51% full battery.
You're right.
68%, 44 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Date set full battery.
Thatched cottage, that's rather
67%,
nice, isn't it?
Start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Oh, hello. Church Cove, 100 yards apparently. That's what it says.
GPS signal lost.
GPS signal's lost because of the trees. The lifeboat. Oh, that's the. Oh, okay. Go through road. Nice houses. Isn't that pretty?
Speed 7
God,
miles per hour
doesn't get any
battery,
prettier. It really
53%
doesn't.
Full battery, 66%, 49 minutes from start.
That is so cool.
Tour Data logging active.
We're back out in the sunshine again. Look,
GPS signal regained.
another rather nice place. Oop, hello. Hello.
Oh wow. That's a good way of getting back.
It is, it's exploring.
Speed 5 miles per hour battery, 54% full battery,
fairly steep down here.
66% 15 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Church Cove. That's let's stop there. Oh, I know where we are. How about that, folks? Right. That's really lovely.
Speed 1 mile per hour battery, 55% full battery, 66%, 51 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Who'd think it's October?
It's crazy.
It is!
It's a good week.
Yeah.
Have you been down that way?
No, it's getting quite steep.
No.
I mean, it should go up that, but
Do you think it goes down and then up, or is it best to cut
yeah.
across?
No, I'll go back.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, this is great because it takes you places where you wouldn't otherwise go,
Yeah.
and
Yeah,
it's
You might not want to come down if you've not got some wheels to get back on.
yeah. I'm going to try it up there. We'll see. It might complain on me. We'll see.
Is it a new toy?
I've had it a couple of months. I've got other ones, but this one is.
More
This is.
powerful?
No, actually, it's less powerful than my other one, which is. But if it complains, I'll stop.
Off-road maybe.
Yeah.
Good luck. Hannah.
Okay. Thank you.
Speed 1 mile per hour battery, 54% full battery, 65%, 52 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Yeah, that is a bit steep. It actually coped with it quite well, but I only push it up to a point. This is quite steep as well.
Speed 5 miles per hour battery.
Not going fast,
52% full battery.
but it's not
65%,
complaining, amazingly enough.
53 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Well, I'm impressed it did that. That was really quite steep. You're doing a grand job there.
Yeah.
You picked a nice day for it.
Yeah, it's lovely, isn't it?
I think that really steep bit, I think it would, but I kind of run out of purchase on the front of the pedals really. But I'm impressed. I'm impressed that it wasn't complaining as more than it was. Look at that. Is that good? Is that that is so cool.
Speed 8 miles per hour battery, 49% full battery, 64%, 54 minutes from start.
That's a lifeboat.
Tour recording active. Data logging active.
I think it's a car park. Yeah, it is.
GPS signal regained.
Another gradient. I'm getting more confident on the gradients.
Speed 9 miles per hour battery, 47% full battery, 64%, 55
Oh, yeah.
minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active.
Oh yeah. Let's go a bit faster.
GPS signal lost. Speed 10 miles per hour battery,
Hello.
45% full battery,
Right.
64%,
Hi.
56 minutes from start. Tour recording active. Data logging active. GPS signal regained.
So we'll go back to the square and the cup. Hi. It has indeed. Hello.
Speed 13 miles per hour battery, 40.
Okay, we're back at the car. So the Kingsong behaving impeccably as usual. Back at the Lizard at the square, and that was a really nice ride. We went out to Bass Point and the Housel Bay Hotel, the Lloyds signalling station. The weather's been absolutely beautiful. The country lanes, there's no vehicles about. The weather's been beautiful. It couldn't be a nicer ride. So that's Cornwall for you, in the far southwest. In fact, as far south as you can go in the country. So that was such a nice ride. It's a shame it's finished. I could get back on it and do it all again. It was just that much fun. So we will definitely be doing that ride again. And what a great day to own an electric unicycle. So I hope you enjoyed this video. This has been one of my favourite rides. I mean, I've got a number of rides that I really like now, but that is definitely been one of my favourites. So we'll continue to explore the Cornish countryside. Thank you for watching.